tonight, a Central Coast Section Championship will be decided at Santa Clara High School in Santa Clara, California. Hello, everyone. Welcome to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the 2013 Central Coast Section Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight, the D2 final. The number 4 seeded Willow Glen Rams of San Jose taking on the number 3 seed, the St. Francis Lancers of Mountain View. Alongside Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. Thank you for joining us. Casey, again, 2 teams that have not met in the season. A title they play for tonight.
Well, the thing jumps out at me is that they don't always get the seedings correctly. Both of these teams were not the 1 or 2 seeds that reached the final. They had to make some perceived upsets to get to the championship game. Again, we just on the heels of doing the girls' game where presentation had a losing record. Coming out of that tough WCAL conference, we have the same situation with St. Francis, second to last, 11-16 record, still seeded 3rd, probably the favorite in this game.
Willow Glen, this is the first higher seed they're facing. They beat number 5 Leland by 2 points in the quarters, 42-40, and then 8th seeded Los Altos upseeded the top seed Westmore. Willow Glen took care of Los Altos 59-57. Those are some close games to make it here tonight.
Well, and again, I mean, you've got to be doing something right to get this far. Both teams are. Willow Glen, you know, I started following it, and I saw where they played my alma mater, Los Altos, and came out on top after Los Altos upset the number 1 seed Westmore. Didn't get to do their game, would have been fun, but really enjoyed speaking to Todd Meeker, the coach from Willow Glen, and it's going to be a nice opportunity for them to, you know, play in a championship game, which Willow Glen doesn't do that very often.
No, they don't. They bring a 22-6 overall record into this game. Went 9-5 in the Blossom Valley Athletic League Mount Hamilton division. They finished in a tie for 3rd place with Leland behind Piedmont Hills and Lee. St. Francis, 11-16 overall. You heard that right. 11 wins on the season. Went 4-10 in the West Catholic Athletic League to finish 7th among the 8 teams. Coach Mike Motil, the head coach of St. Francis. The Lancers, clearly the favorite tonight.
You never know. That's why they play the game.
Absolutely. Let's get to the starting lineup. We'll start with the 4 seed Willow Glen Rams. Starting at point guard, Tucker Bacon, wearing number 10. He's the 5'10" senior. The shooting guard, Taylor Meeker, the coach's son, a 6'3" senior. The 3 spot, R.J. McCoon, the 6'2" senior guard, best 3-point shooter on a team that likes to shoot the 3. Mikey Riley, wearing number 5, is the power forward, 6'1" senior. And the center tonight, 6'3" senior Hassan Abdi. This Willow Glen team really likes to run and gun.
Yeah, that's their game. Transition, look for them to try and execute that. But first thing you got to do to make that happen is hit the boards. That's going to be the key for them is to hit the boards and rebound. Get that transition game going. Use their quickness.
St. Francis, a lot of veterans on the squad, including their point guard wearing number 3, the 6' senior Khalid Johnson. The shooting guard, the sophomore 6'1", Bryson Carbonell, he wears number 2. The 3 spot, Nicholas Keys, the 6'2" senior guard wearing number 30. Number 5, Michael Lauk, the 6'2" senior, is a forward. And the starting center, the 6'4" junior, Alex Frazier, wearing number 13. St. Francis, very athletic, up and down the floor, perhaps even shooting more 3-pointers than layups in any given ball game.
Michael Lauk for St. Francis.
3-point shooting is the key to St. Francis' success. But in speaking to Mike Motil, the coach, everything starts with defense for them. And tough, again, we always talk about that Catholic League. And every team in the Catholic League plays great defense, and that's what's going to make them the favorite of the game.
Interestingly enough, Mitty is the defending D2 champion. They beat Sarah 54-49 last year. That is the rematch for the brand new Open division. Casey and I will have that call from Santa Clara University tomorrow night at 8 p.m. A couple of scores early on. In Division 5 girls, 2 Santa Cruz County teams facing off. St. Francis Central Coast Catholic of Watsonville edging Pacific Collegiate by a score of 47-43. In the D4 girls matchup, Menlo beating Sacred Heart Prep 55-32. Back with the tap here in the boys D2 final in just a few minutes. 2013 Central Coast Section Division II Boys Championship about to get underway. Number 3 versus number 4. Willow Glen number 4, St. Francis number 3. St. Francis in its white uniforms, brown and yellow. Willow Glen in its red, yellow, and white. Jumping center for Willow Glen, the coach's son, Taylor Meeker, as well as Alex Frazier for St. Francis. St. Francis going left to right, Willow Glen right to left. High school boys basketball, 4 8-minute quarters. St. Francis goes to work behind its senior, the point guard, Khalid Johnson. Willow Glen will begin in zone. And great cheering already from the pep squad of Willow Glen. Wide open shot, knocking down the 3. Nope. Uncontested board for Willow Glen's RJ McCune.
You'd think that this playing into St. Francis' strength with the shooting threes, but Willow Glen's choosing to start off in that press or that zone defense.
Khalid Johnson with the ball, driving the lane, finding the open man.
Double dribble, got away with it.
Khalid Johnson for 3, nails it. 3-0 St. Francis. Khalid Johnson's twin brother also on the squad, Khalil Johnson. So we will be saying, distinguishing between the Johnsons tonight.
Both of them all league performers. Khalid, first team in the WCAL.
And heading to the line quickly for Willow Glen off the press break, Hasid Abdi.
Number 13.
look for Willow Glen. I mean, we talked about in the open, looking to get into transition. They really feel like they can use their quickness to get up and down the floor and beat the Lancers up and down the court.
Alex Frazier called on the personal for St. Francis as Abdi misses his first. 1 of 2 effort. Willow Glen on the scoreboard. Last time Willow Glen played for a CCS championship, it was 1969.
I remember it.
They won that championship and went 27-0.
Andy Locatelli, the coach.
3 seconds in the key, called on St. Francis. You don't see that called all that often.
Especially against the zone, a little surprising.
Our officials tonight, Tom Gersey, Mark Ray, and Michael Hertzfeldt in this 3-man crew. Another press break by the Rams. Trailing 3-1, 6:42 left to go in the first quarter. Good ball movement, great look inside, turnaround, Abdi gets blocked. St. Francis ball. Long pass. Caught by Keys, and he's called on the walk. Keys stating his case, arguing his case.
Thought I saw a little shuffle there.
Not the Harlem Shuffle.
St. Francis, key to all their success is defense. 3 keys are defense, defense, and defense.
This is Tucker Bacon with the ball, the senior.
Willow Glen really needs to, in coaching Todd Meeker, talking to coach, really needed to watch the physical play of St. Francis and play with it.
Great backdoor look, Bacon with the field goal. We're all tied up at 3, 2 minutes into this first quarter. Downtown, his second 3 of the night. Khalid Johnson showing why he's the leading scorer on this St. Francis squad.
Well, it's easy to say you got to contest the 3-point line.
Johnson accounting for all of St. Francis 8 points here early on. 8-3 the score. Again, Willow Glen breaking the press break. And another trip to the line for the Rams.
Neither team too bashful of getting the ball up quick. I think I'm going to start making my comments incredibly short, like by 3 words. One of the things that really has jumped out at me just looking at both benches, and I counted the benches of both teams, or at least just St. Francis. They have 18 kids dressed for the game tonight.
McCune misses his first, that foul on Keys.
10 for Willow Glen.
Casey Douglas wearing number 21 for St. Francis, the 6'4" junior forward, checks in down low. Also out on the floor, Khalil Johnson wearing number 23, the 6'1" junior. And 0 of 2 effort from the line for Willow Glen. Brother to brother here for St. Francis.
They're going to have to close on Khalid as quick as they can. As we've seen so far, he's got great range.
Great look down below, and Willow Glen battles hard for the loose ball.
Right now it just looks like St. Francis is a little quicker to the ball.
Wide open 3, and the weak side board by Keys. Less than 5 to go here in the opening quarter. St. Francis 8-3 to all behind Khalid Johnson's offense. Not anymore. The third 3 of the first quarter this time for Michael Lauk. Another 3, another downtown attempt, back iron, and 1 and out once again for Willow Glen.
Yeah, St. Francis was really taking care of the defensive boards. Another one of the keys we talked about with Coach Mike Motil about.
St. Francis doing a good job exploiting the zone and also hitting the 3, back-to-back 3s for Lauk. 4 threes in the early going for St. Francis, 4:17 left to go in the first. Lancers jump out to a 14-3 lead.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports school broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Presentation winning the girls D2 title earlier tonight. The number 1 seed, well, the number 1 seed tonight did not make it through the bracket here in boys D2. Westmore upset by Los Altos, beaten by Willow Glen. Willow Glen quickly trailing 14-3. Rams don't know what hit them.
They got to figure out a way to defend the three-point line, but looks like the Lancers are really adept at finding space. They're creating the space to get that open three, which is their strength.
Bacon with the ball. McCune. 10 on the shot clock for the Rams. From the right elbow, Bacon misses. 3 attempt on the way, drained by McCune at 14-6, the Lancers lead.
Got one of their own there. They show they can do it too.
3:30 left to go in the first.
McCune's got nice range. You'll see that.
And Willow Glen in man-to-man. Lauk missing, Bacon there.
Lauk's got to be behind the three-point arc before it goes in. Hit 5 threes in the semis.
And Lauk knocks it out of bounds. Checking in for the Lancers, number 4, Christopher Lewis, the 5'10" junior guard. As Khalid Johnson has a seat. Well-earned rest. The hot hand early. Khalil Johnson on Bacon and Mam.
St. Francis plays a very, very aggressive man-to-man style defense, high pressure on the ball.
Long distance 3. And off of Willow Glen, St. Francis ball.
Butterfingers.
Less than 3 to go, St. Francis 14-6.
First and
5th 3 of the night, this time Keys.
It's become such a huge part of the game. It's amazing.
Drainage from Mikey Riley. 2-point shot, 2:20 left to go in the first. St. Francis up 17-8. Turnover, numbers. Here comes Bacon.
Good finish.
Frying it up.
There's that quickness we talked about with Willow Glen. Good ball anticipation. Score in transition, 2-on-1.
7-point differential. Lewis with the ball, running the show. They're going to call an elbow on Cooper Wilson of Willow Glen. Wilson, the 6th man on this Rams squad, the 6'4" junior forward.
One of my first impressions is that just St. Francis is going deep in their bench, and really, you know, if that's something that continues to happen, they're going to be pretty fresh going into that fourth quarter.
Number 2, Bryson Carbonell, the 6'1" sophomore guard, in for St. Francis. Ball bouncing the Lancers' way. Minute 45 left to go. And some pretty moves from Christopher Lewis, and one.
Nice move on the baseline there by Lewis. Got his defender up in the air. Got the contact. Good, great finish.
Frazier and Khalid Johnson return for St. Francis. Lewis opportunity to make it a 3-point play. He does not. Willow Glen, and that foul from behind sends McCune to the line as St. Francis picks up its 3rd team foul, first on Khalil Johnson. Actually, now our official getting the number right, Khalil Johnson.
Nice pass by Meeker, finding McCune in transition.
Meeker, the coach's son, wearing number 24. See the strap, the band on his shoulder when he's in frame. As Keys returns, Lewis has a seat.
Due to have surgery immediately following the season.
He's torn his labrum or a dislocated shoulder twice this season already, has playing with a torn labrum. That didn't hurt him in the semifinals.
18. A really nice game. Willow Glen kind of hanging in there.
7-point ball game, 90 seconds left in the opening quarter. St. Francis of Mountain View with the ball. Lee Johnson, the senior leader. Here's his brother Khalil, and he will head to the line on the shooting foul. Third team foul on Willow Glen.
Nice motion set there by St. Francis. Willow Glen gone back to a man-to-man. I got away from that zone, kind of getting picked apart by the three-point shooting by the Lancers. Not much contact there, but Johnson got himself on the line.
Riley picks up the foul. Khalil Johnson makes his first. St. Francis head coach Mike Motil in his 5th year taking over for Steve Felios, who's here as an assistant Central Coast section commissioner.
Different capacity now, administrative.
And that foul called on St. Francis. Nicholas Keys picks up his first personal, 4th team foul. Nearing the minute mark in the opening quarter. Bacon calling out the play. Wide open man, it's Riley. Riley gives it up to Bacon. Everything but down.
Great offensive set there by Willow Glen. Just didn't hit that little cripple inside.
And a blocking foul called on the Rams' 4th team foul. It's Riley's second personal as St. Francis substitutes in number 21, Casey Douglas, the 6'4" junior forward. Frazier earns himself a rest. Turnover. Willow Glen with 35 seconds remaining gets the pocket picked right back.
Letting them play a little.
Shot clock turned off. 25 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Ball in the hands of the Abel Johnson brothers.
10 seconds. The sophomore. Time's going to run out. No whistle. First quarter, you saw some hesitation by Willow Glen. St. Francis 20-12 after 1 quarter of play.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
It's a Blossom Valley Athletic League, West Catholic Athletic League showdown in Division II. St. Francis up 20-12. Number 3 seed over the number 4 seed after 1 quarter of play. Casey, what stood out for you?
Hey, pretty obvious that St. Francis can shoot the ball from behind the arc. We knew that. I didn't really know it was going to be that big of big a part of their game. Willow Glen kind of settled in, got out of that zone defense, which I thought was probably a bad idea. As soon as Johnson hit a few threes and Lauk, he was, their three-point shooting's excellent. So really, Willow Glen's kind of hanging in there a little bit. Hard to think of St. Francis as a second to last place team in some high school league. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Mitty winning the league. And that foul called on St. Francis, its 5th team foul here opening the second quarter. And that foul on Khalid Johnson, a hand check foul.
Just watching how good St. Francis is, again, as a second to last place team, you got to wonder how good Archbishop Mitty is that we get to see them tomorrow night.
Mitty ranked nationally as St. Francis with the steal. Carbonell. Wide open. It is his night tonight. Khalid Johnson. Three threes?
Three threes.
6-3 of the night for St. Francis.
The only thing he's missed was a little 18-footer.
No love for Willow Glen. Trailing 23-12 here in the opening minute of the second quarter.
This could get out of hand pretty quick for Willow Glen if they don't defend a little bit better.
Ball just bouncing their way off the knees of a Willow Glen player, allows Keys to sink the field goal, 25-12.
He's very opportunistic there, as all St. Francis is. They're getting all the bounces, but they're taking advantage of each one of those opportunities. They're knocking them down.
Bacon. Finding McCune. McCune too hard off the glass. Weak side board by Casey Douglas.
And just the opposite for Willow Glen.
His streak comes to an end. Great save by St. Francis.
That one was a heat check by Johnson.
And Lauk's going to be called on the walk after the great save. 6:26 left to go in the second quarter as Khalil Johnson returns. Carbonell has a seat. 25-12, Willow Glen trailing.
Sorry. Got to make something happen if you're Willow Glen at this point.
Looked like Lauk had that read perfectly. Instead, that is going to be call on him.
Got a little hook there. I thought I saw a little hold on the elbow.
16th foul on St. Francis. 6:15 left to go. And that is another foul on the Lancers. Keys picks up his second personal, so it's 1-1 for Cooper Wilson. Wilson, who comes off the bench to rebound, play inside, score inside. Earns himself another. First point of the second quarter for Willow Glen. And the second. It's an 11-point ball game.
I'd almost, if I was Willow Glen right now and Coach Meeker, I'd be looking to mix it up a little bit, change it, go into a half-court, some type of half-court set, some kind of pressure. Just change it up a little bit. You got to shock St. Francis a little bit, get them out of their rhythm.
Weak side board for Willow Glen, Taylor Meeker.
It almost looked like it hurt his shoulder, but he can't lift his left arm over that shoulder.
McCune creating. He'll head to the line to shoot too. It's the 8th team foul on St. Francis.
Shooting 2.
If it's going to come from anywhere from Willow Glen, it's going to have to come from McCune. It's almost like the broadcaster's jinx right there, right when I say it. It's got to come from him. He's their leading scorer. He's their leader. He's their three-point shooter. St. Francis is well aware of that, of course, and they're playing great D on him. It's got to come from somewhere.
It's a 10-point ball game after the 1 of 2 effort from McCune.
And look for St. Francis. I mean, now they're kind of in control of it a little bit. They're gonna be a little more deliberate in their approach.
Christopher Lewis with the push off. So Willow Glen, a little bit of momentum trying to swing their way as they look to number 11, Omar Cross, the 5'11" senior guard, checking into the ball game for the first time as McCune has a rest.
Just need to stay close here and finish off the first half. Something positive going, and still in there. It's only a 10-point game. They just don't have a lot going on the offensive set at this point.
Bacon thinks otherwise. 3-point attempt would have been big. Instead, great rebounding by the Lancers. Wide open look. The rainbow doesn't fall.
St. Francis cooling off just a little bit.
Another 3 attempt, not on its mark. Cross comes in, gets stripped. Clee Johnson, what a play to his brother. However, a little too hot to handle.
I think Khalil's going to hear about that one later on tonight when they get on the way home. Couldn't quite secure it.
Lewis has a seat as Carbonell checks in for the Lancers. 4:43 left to go in the half. Willow Glen down by 10. Looking to close the gap.
Not going
Gotta
to help.
catch the ball.
That's not going to help.
Frazier returns for the Lancers as Douglas has a seat.
Game's lost a little bit of its continuity and kind of choppy, gotten a little choppy here. Choppy or sloppy.
Intensity was pretty high there, and that's going to be Cross. That's 5th team foul, his first personal. Called that a shooting foul. I'm not sure he...
I didn't think he was shooting.
Not sure the countdown from the Willow Glen Pep squad.
Willow Glen team's not going to shock them. Their fans are going to try and shock them a little bit here.
Wilson has a seat. Abdi returns to the lineup down low for Willow Glen. Sometimes things just make perfect sense to the Pep squad, but lost on the rest of us.
Yeah.
1 of 2 effort from Khalil Johnson, 2 of 2, 27-15 the score. Cross off the bench for 3. 1 and out once again for the Rams.
Nobody hitting the offensive boards for Willow Glen. Cold shooting, that's a bad combination, 1 and out every time.
Middle of the second quarter. Clee Johnson off to Carbonell. Carbonell high off the glass. Called St. Francis ball. Returning is McCune as Cross has a seat. Willow Glen, again, coached by Todd Meeker in his 17th season. He's been coaching high school basketball 27 years overall. His team attempting a fast break. McCune a little out of control, but he gets himself to the line.
It may have looked like he was out of control, but I could just tell the angle he took. He totally knew what he was trying to do. Knew he wasn't going to get a real clean look. Took the angle, knew where the bodies were, got the contact, and he's right where he wants to be.
3:40 left to go in the half. Kuhn has had mixed success at the foul line tonight. Makes his first. It's worth mentioning St. Francis, again, 7th place team in the West Catholic Athletic League. Willow Glen in the double bonus from here on out.
Yeah.
2-2 effort from McCune. It's a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, that's a lot of time to be in double bonus, shooting 2 every time there's a foul.
Yep.
It'd be a great time to start posting somebody up, getting, looking for the contact. It's the best way to make a comeback is to stop the clock.
Lewis back in.
Stop the clock and shoot free throws.
Great look, great finish by Lauk. 12-point game once again. Kuhn pulling up that dribble. 3 minutes left to go in the half. Bacon. And they're going to call a 3 seconds in the key on Willow Glen's Abdi. Much more deliberate Khalid Johnson, taking his time, checking out the defense. And a reset after the kicked ball.
So he's trying to play a little two-on-two game with Frazier there.
Carbonell showing some hops. 3-point attempt. Bacon challenged by Lewis. McCune gets the ball batted away from behind. 2 and change to go here in the half. Just 5 points for Willow Glen in this quarter.
Credit that to stifling defense by St. Francis. No clean looks.
Frazier with the board. We've really seen Meeker perhaps a little more hampered tonight. He's on, well, he comes up with that loose ball. Wide open, McCune's best look of the night, still no love, and the Rams called on their 16th foul.
First real clean look that McCune's had in a long time. Expect him to knock it down, didn't get the roll.
16 foul after Abdi called on the infraction. As Keys replaces Lewis out on the floor for the Lancers of Mountain View. Clede Johnson asking his head coach for the play. Minute 45 left to go in the half. Shot clock down to 7. Short, into the hands of Bacon. Bacon showing his speed to McCune. McCune for a 3-point play with 1:20 left to go in the half.
Great move by Bacon. Dribbles the length of the floor, finds McCune. Chance at a 3-point play that could actually really set, get Willow Glen going here a little bit. That's just the type of play that can do that.
Chance to bring this deficit within single digits. He does. 29-20 the score.
My impression is it doesn't seem that close, but Willow Glen's hanging around. Just need to make a few stops, get some open looks down the other side, get their heads up, get confident. They play the D. I mean, that's great defense right there. Very quick.
Minute left. Meeker with the right hand. It's a 7-point ball game.
Really the first bold move that Taylor Meeker's made all night. It's just an excellent move. Talk that last play, I'm telling you, can get a team going. That 3-point play in transition.
35 in regulation, 20 on the shot clock for St. Francis. They're going to call that on Bacon.
I think it's a really good call. People may not like it, but he certainly didn't get set.
Seventh team foul, so 1-1 for Khalid Johnson.
Very difficult to keep Khalid Johnson with his quickness in front of you. It's a borderline play, but I really feel that
Douglas returns.
Didn't get there.
Frazier has a seat for St. Francis. 30 seconds remaining. 1-1. Khalid Johnson, captain of the St. Francis team with Lauk. Earns a second try. Two of two effort. Matthew Stauber, the 5'10" senior guard, checks in for St. Francis, wearing number 12. 31-22, Willow Glen trailing. 30 seconds left here in the half.
Really, really important, I think, for Willow Glen mentally to keep this thing within single digits. Anything in double digits is a big lift for St. Francis.
St. Francis fans counting down. There's actually more time left. That's knocked out of bounds. 7 seconds remaining. Looked like Bacon almost took the bait there. Riley to inbound. Riley. 3-point, this is huge. Rims out. Clock stops with 0.3 of a second.
Good look by Meeker there. Almost got it go down on the deep bank shot.
We'll see what St. Francis has for its 0.3 of a second play. Looks like Lewis will let time expire. St. Francis seeded third, leading fourth-seeded Willow Glen 31-22. Casey, your thoughts?
Well, first thing jumps out at me is that St. Francis, admittedly, they live and die by the three. That's what got them the lead. It kept the lead. Willow Glen, a little bit overmanned. I think St. Francis deeper bench, a little bit more effective bench. I think it'll be a plus for them moving on in this game, having a deeper bench. Willow Glen's a little bit off, not getting a lot of open looks, but credit St. Francis' defense. Coaches
will coach it up in the locker room at the half. We're going to step away for a few minutes, but come back with our PlayOnSports.com halftime show. We're live at Santa Clara High School in Santa Clara for the Central Coast Section D2 boys title game. St. Francis on the march with a 31-22 halftime lead. Santa Clara High School, it's halftime on PlayOnSports.com, the 2013 Central Coast Section Division Boys Championship game. The third-seeded St. Francis Lancers of Mountain View 31, four-seeded Willow Glen Rams of San Jose 22. Hello, everyone. Kirsten Fairchilds with Casey Jackson. Casey, Khalid Johnson leading all scorers. The St. Francis senior with 13 points. That includes 3 3-pointers on a team that has knocked down 6 threes.
Yeah, again, I mean, we read a quote in the paper that from Johnson is that they live and die at the behind the arc, behind the three-point line. That's what they do well. I would love to see just from a competitive standpoint to see them shoot maybe a lower percentage, get Willow Glen back in the game just for a competitive scenario. But Willow Glen's got to earn it. St. Francis isn't going to give it to them. They're a deep, talented squad that again, we harp on it so much, but they come from that ridiculously difficult West WCAL, the Catholic Athletic League, and to watch a team of this quality play in general, and to think of them as the second to last place team in their conference, it's mind-boggling to me that how deep that conference is.
Willow Glen just 1-3 thus far. McEwen leading their team with 11 points. Only one player with 3 fouls. That's St. Francis's Keys. St. Francis 5 of 7 from the foul line. Willow Glen 9 of 13.
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to try and bring up here was that Taylor Meeker, who you can tell is really hampered by that shoulder, and I'd like to see what he would be like if he was completely healthy, what kind of impact he'd have on this game, because it wouldn't be just basically the scoring has been left on McEwen's shoulders, and I think Taylor Meeker, if he's just 100%, I'd like to see what kind of impact he had on this game.
Both teams came into tonight riding a 2-game win streak. St. Francis, number 3 seed, they took care of 6-seeded Aragon 68-57 in the quarters, then beat 2nd-seeded Lee 69-55 to earn their spot here tonight. And the Lancers go to work first, right to left here at Santa Clara High School. And Cleed Johnson very uncharacteristically throws the ball away. Some play did not get run to perfection.
Somebody zigged when they should have zagged.
Thank you. Bacon, who's done an excellent job running the point for Willow Glen. In fact, on a floor filled with speed, he may just be the speediest. And right away we have a foul.
Meeker, great hustle. Went after the loose ball, saved it. I think Khalil Johnson was so surprised by it, came up with a quick foul. None too happy about it either as he walks off the court.
Fans a little late coming in here after the break. A well-stocked snack bar outside as McEwen looked like that was partially deflected. Yep, St. Francis
absolutely.
Ball.
I think he thought he had a little too much contact on the hand. One thing I wanted to talk about was how well, we haven't really mentioned this, but both these teams are extremely well coached. Great concepts.
Not only
both
that,
teams play really hard.
Their shape they are in to run the floor as much as they do. Great fitness level.
Yeah.
And that foul goes against Douglas. Second team foul on St. Francis. There's a cheer we know.
Come on, these guys got to come up with more.
Some of these cheers have been a little obscure, at least over our heads, but
that one's a good one.
You can't do that, we are well aware of. Abdi driving, and he picks up the foul. Another foul called on Douglas.
I like that concept, though. It's just like drive and dish. That's what they're looking for.
Our first look tonight at number 24, Eric Morgan, the 6'1" junior forward, who replaces Douglas. Douglas picks up his third. McEwen. You notice Khalid Johnson starts the second half in man on McEwen rather than Bacon. McEwen rims out.
It's like third one, in and out.
Weak side board by Lauk.
Good look.
Great fast break, however, no finish, and it's McEwen off and running. Sides to, well, brings it across himself. 6:36 left to go in the third. Score stalled at the halftime score, 31-22. St. Francis on defense, but with a lead.
Great defensive concept by St. Francis. Great in the half-court set.
3 in the key called on Abdi.
Killer. Can't have those mistakes when you're down 9.
St. Francis graduated big man Drew Dickey, who walked on at Santa Barbara. So a much different team in some ways this year for St. Francis. Lee Johnson stops, pops the jumper. Bacon chases it down. Meeker. Fade away, and the friendly bounce. Meeker delivering for his Willow Glen squad. It's just painful to look at Meeker. If you've ever had a shoulder injury, can't imagine he's playing with a torn labrum. And here he comes up with a steal. Meeker, can he go back to back? He does. 5-point ball game. And timeout called by St. Francis. 5:17 left to go in the third. The Lancers holding on to a 5-point lead.
Meeker creating a nice push there for in the effort to come back for Willow Glen. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Alongside former Santa Clara University Bronco Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchills. Thank you for joining us. Willow Glen riding the wave of momentum. Out of the timeout, the Rams will begin on defense. Trailing 31-26, St. Francis still looking for its first points here in the third quarter.
Meeker's come alive.
Long distance three. Nothing but net for Lauk.
There's some range. That's high school range right there.
7th of the night for St. Francis as a team.
That was deep.
Bacon for 3, they need it.
Seems like every miss they have from threes, in and out, in and out.
I love the oohs and ahs.
Nice move.
Trying to go bucket to bucket. Short by Khalid Johnson. Meeker almost loses it. Bacon to reset. 4:15 left to go in the third. 34-26, St. Francis. Meeker has come out of the locker room fired up. That one doesn't fall as St. Francis goes for the fast break. Bacon with the strip. He's mighty fast, that Bacon.
Scooter.
Keys back out on the floor playing with 3 fouls for St. Francis. Halfway through the third quarter. That foul called on McEwen, the first on Willow Glen here in the second half.
Good take by Lauk. Not much contact there, but got the benefit of the call.
You know, it's funny, Khalid Johnson doing a much better job of distributing the ball, but he's kind of limited his opportunities, and he was lighting it up in the early minutes of this one, Casey.
Wow, such a weapon. Really an all-court player. really, with his quickness and speed and range, could go through, he could play at the next level, no problem.
Lauk 2 of 2. It's back just like that to a 10-point ball game. And that called on Cleve Johnson, 14 foul on St. Francis.
Really like the ball in Taylor Meeker's hands in these situations. He's proved to be really their biggest driving threat here in the second half. I'd like to see it in his hands a little bit more.
That was the second personal on Khalid Johnson. 3:45 left to go in the third. Bacon with some moves gets stuffed. St. Francis can't save it.
Bacon actually just looking to drive and dish, and nobody was open. Forced to take the flying runner.
Bacon considered the best foul shooter, best free throw shooter on this Willow Glen team. I don't think he's been at the line at all tonight. Little collision there.
Nice roll for a big deep bounce off that three. Help Willow Glen there.
Bacon.
Good backdoor cut.
Can't do it any better than that.
Nice execution.
8-point ball game. Just over 3 left to go as Khalid Johnson walks it up.
Bacon really sold that back door. Really worked. Head fake. Got the great separation.
Wide open. Drained it. Carbonell, the sophomore, for 3. 11-point lead for St. Francis. Not ready to catch the ball. Cooper Wilson would like that back.
Got to have those hands up. You got your little point guard penetrating like that. You got to get ready for it.
Lewis replaces Carbonell out on the floor for St. Francis. 39-28. Would you like to see Johnson challenged at all?
I know these kids are fit, but they're not very deep, so it's asking a lot of them to put on that full court pressure, and extremely hard to keep Khalid Johnson in front of you.
Lauk. That's maybe the biggest miss on a 3-point attempt. Wilson called on the foul. Third team foul. Oh, actually, they're calling that on McCune. And only the second team foul. Morgan at the line to shoot 2. Short on his first as Abdi returns for Willow Glen, and Frazier for St. Francis. Both schools with cheering sections.
Great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere. Almost standing room only here.
Yep.
12-point ball game. 2:15 left to go in the third. Willow Glen getting pushed and shoved. I think that's going to be on Khalid Johnson, his third.
Good call. Johnson doesn't like it, but bumping him the whole way. The only thing he didn't do was put a saddle on him. Rode him all the way to the hoop.
Khalid Johnson, a first-team selection on the West Catholic Athletic League. Player of the Year, Aaron Gordon of Mitty, no surprise if you follow high school boys basketball. Meeker off the glass.
Another one of those in and outers.
Glass
Bunch of just
slippery.
just missers, all second half.
Less than 2 to go in the third. Lancers up 40-28. We're going to have 3 in the key. I can't remember the last time I've seen so many 3 in the key calls.
Well, you can hear when we're kind of focused in on the ball a lot, but I've been hearing a lot from a lot of the people around. It's like 3 seconds, and they finally called it.
Timeout on the floor, 1:49 left to go in the third. A CCS title on the line. St. Francis up 40-28.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Plenty of basketball tomorrow. Make sure you join us here on PlayOnSports.com. It's our pleasure and privilege to bring you coverage of high school sports in the San Francisco Bay Area and beyond. And Casey and I will be back at work tomorrow over at Santa Clara University, his alma mater. Out of the timeout, Willow Glen turning to Meeker.
We get the Big Cats tomorrow night.
And knocked away by Frazier. Lauk returns for St. Francis. 15 on the shot clock, 1:29 left in regulation here in the third.
You see the minutes that a lot of these really high-quality players are getting from St. Francis, like Lauk. He would never leave the floor if he was playing with Willow Glen.
Great
move.
Willow Glen.
Really using that back
Why
door.
go through the front door? The back door has been wide open for these Rams. We're back to 10-point game.
Taylor Meeker's really been everything for him here in the second half.
He sure came out, fired up, and a close-range bucket as Morgan with the field goal back out in 12, a minute left.
The big boys sharing the ball.
And that foul called on St. Francis. It's 6. Carbonell.
That's about 4 fouls. They're really trying to bump McCune around a little bit. He's their threat. He's been the victim of about 3 or 4 fouls here in the second half. Just here in the third quarter.
55 seconds remaining in the third. Bounced off the foot of Carbonell, resets the shot clock to a full 35 seconds.
Carbonell's a great defender. I've been noticing that the whole game.
Sophomore.
Just excellent defensive quickness. Great concept.
He's got his hands full with Bacon. Great leading pass. Meeker a little too much, but chased down by Abdi. 33 seconds left in regulation, 18 on the shot clock. Bacon for 3, short. Wide open for Meeker, back iron, everything bouncing Willow Glen's way. They have 20 seconds left. Bacon going to take full advantage. Right in front of their pep squad, should be counting it down for them. 7, 6, Meeker goes again, and he will attempt 3 from the foul line with 5 seconds remaining. Lauk called on the foul. That is the 7th on St. Francis, but 3 for Taylor Meeker.
Great set there run by Willow Glen to finish off the period.
Meeker averaging 20 points per game in league.
Got a couple more. I just almost wince every time I see him move at all.
To play basketball with a torn labrum, you're right, it must be so hard to get his arm up above his head. Prime opportunities missed here by the hampered Meeker. As we haven't seen too much, or maybe not at all, of Khalil Johnson here in the third quarter. He's back in, as well as Keys. 5 seconds remaining. Last attempt here for Meeker. 1 of 3 effort. It's an 11-point game. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Bacon. Bacon's going to have to throw it up. Couldn't find the separation he needed.
Had Mikey Riley wide open. Couldn't find him.
Yep, absolutely. 3 quarters in the book. 42-31. St. Francis with the lead. It's all come down to the final 8 minutes for one of these teams, one of the team's seasons ends tonight, the other will claim a CCS title.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we'll select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up. Follow the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. We'll have live coverage of basketball from around the country in March as we hit the section and state championships. March Madness will reign around California and beyond as we bring you action from one end of the country to the other. Join us in March for championship basketball coverage, brought to you by your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Such a fun time of year for basketball fans. The high school championships. We're going to have the dance a little later on this month for the college tournament, NCAA tournament, and of course the NBA in full swing. Courtside with Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. Thank you for joining us on PlayOnSports.com. Santa Clara High School, the site of the CCS D2 Boys Championship. 1 quarter left to go. Willow Glen with the first possession of the fourth quarter, trailing 42-31.
Yeah, HP Pavilion's got some games coming up. The NC2A's got to figure out a way to scam in a couple tickets there.
Always fun for sure. Bacon, some nice moves, short. Loose ball, Khalid Johnson comes down with it. And I believe Khalil Johnson tripping on the foot of the official.
I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, I thought it was a three-point line. Got up, came up, and bit him right in the
this nice
arch.
nice new floor here, this nice new gym at Santa Clara High. We can't blame it on the Gophers.
It's a beautiful gym.
.15 on the shot clock. Meeker batted away from behind with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Bacon into inbound.
Got to figure out a way to stay in contact and dig into this 11-point lead.
Floor's getting slippery. Walk called. The winner of this game will advance to the Northern California playoffs. The loser will not, and that is because there are 3 D2 teams playing in the open division in both girls and boys. Only 4 teams allowed to go to NorCal. Those 3 teams will definitely go. So in girls and boys D2, Casey, it's the only division where the finalist does not go to Northern California playoffs.
Thank you. That's a great explanation. Actually was not aware of that.
Khalil Johnson at the line. That means Woodside's season ended tonight with the girls' loss to Presentation. As Abdi has a seat. Wilson back in, checks in down low for Willow Glen.
Khalil Johnson's kind of having an off night. One of the few Lancers as it continues with this free throw.
Wilson with the rebound. Score stalled 42-31. No score here in the fourth thus far. And Meeker will head to the line.
I'm telling you, that's who I want to see controlling the ball mostly here in the second half. Handles the ball extremely well. Great quickness. Knows how to finish.
Third personal on Lauk. 8th team foul on St. Francis. Meeker, who had those 3 attempts. 1 of 3. Now makes his first.
Something about coaches' sons, they're always just
huge props to Willow Glen also for the matching basketball shoes.
It's a great look.
Yeah, lots of fun. 42-33, St. Francis with the ball and the lead. 6:30 left to go in the ball game. Lauk stops, pops a jumper, back iron. And our officials looking at one another.
inside position. The Lancers had inside position, and they're giving the ball to Willow Glen. I think they need to talk about this one. Not gonna. They're more worried about the shirts being tucked in.
Lauk. 3-point attempt. It's been a bit of a drought, but that is the 8th of the night for St. Francis after racking up 6 in the early going. Pocket pick, Khalil Johnson. Meeker with the foul. Johnson will head to the line to shoot 2. He just missed 2 attempts.
Something about a defensive play, though. He's kind of having an off night, like I talked about last time he was on the free-point line, and kind of had a downer. But something about a defensive play like that turns around the whole attitude, and look for him to knock down both of these.
6:10 left to go. It's a 12-point ball game. Make that 13.
Lifted himself up with great defense.
Point ball game.
Made me look good there, didn't he?
That was like the reverse of the announcers, James. Meeker, fade away. Lovely from Meeker. Back to 12. Bacon just reaching in all over the place.
You know, and I'm not so sure a lot of people thought that this was going to be a tremendously close game, and I credit Willow Glen with their kind of short bench with hanging in.
Absolutely.
Hanging in with a really high-quality team here.
15 foul on the Rams. Khalid Johnson.
Look for a little fireworks from him here to finish off.
Meeker from the foul line. Short. Lauk with the rebound. Here comes Johnson. You're exactly right. Bucket doesn't go down, but heading to the line to shoot 2 is Frazier. That's a 16 foul on Willow Glen. 5:26 left to go in the ballgame.
All that set up by the quickness of Johnson.
A little bit of acceleration.
Yep.
From Khalil Johnson. Timeout on the floor. Willow Glen head coach Todd Meeker calling a timeout. 5:26 left to go. His team trails 47-35.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play On Sports broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Big thanks to all the folks at the Central Coast section, including the Commissioner Nancy Lazenby Blazer and the Assistant Commissioner Steve Filios here tonight at Santa Clara High School, making sure we've got everything we need. The producer of this broadcast is Kevin Smith. Our videographer is Joey Colber. Thank you for joining us on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Soccer on tap tomorrow on PlayOnSports.com for Central Coast Section Championships, as well as more basketball for the first time. 6 divisions for basketball fans like us. Great.
A game right around the corner from wherever you are this year. Tons of different venues this year. It's kind of nice. I like the excitement of being last year, being at Santa Clara University and having each one of those student bodies roll in and out and roll in and roll out. And
yeah,
so much fun.
Interesting. Santa Clara actually has a game tomorrow morning. So their opponent needed the gymnasium for a shoot around tonight, but we will be there. We've got games beginning at 1 o'clock here tomorrow night and 3, as well as Foothill College. Casey and I will be at Santa Clara tomorrow after the free throws. 48-35. Willow Glen really in a deficit. 5:15 left to go. Meeker, nice stutter step. Runner into the hands of Khalid Johnson.
Really enjoying watching Taylor Meeker play. Showing a lot of guts.
Khalid Johnson, back iron, Bacon chases it down. We haven't seen a fast break attempt from Willow Glen in a while. Baseline, short, Khalil Johnson collects. Lauk, back iron, so 1 and out, here we go.
Something's got to happen pretty quick for the red and gold.
Meeker, long distance 3. It's going to be St. Francis ball. People still cheer air ball.
Not when their own team does it, though.
Finally,
as if the guy doesn't feel bad enough, but he's got the whole place yelling at him for.
Finally, someone comes up to challenge Khalid Johnson. Time is of the essence from Willow Glen. Long distance 3. Way off its mark. Lauk is there. You know, Lauk's had a terrific game.
Absolutely.
Less than 4 to go. 50-35. St. Francis up. Wilson. The 3 ball from the 6-man.
Found money.
12-point game.
Never know where it's going to come from. Props to him. That's got to be a
push off
push off
there by Lauk. Bacon collects.
Good pass.
Nice feed.
Got to make the call. You got to make that call.
Willow Glen with a chance to make it consecutive 3-point plays as Riley heads to the line.
See if they got it in them.
Riley actually the leading rebounder on this team coming into this game.
Rams still got time.
3:11 left to go. It's a 10-point ball game. Chance to make it single digits.
3-point lines brought 10-point leads with 3 minutes to go back into play.
It's a 9-point ball game, and pressure by Willow Glen forces Mike Motil to call a timeout. Timeout on the floor. St. Francis, no stranger to Central Coast Section Championship games. Willow Glen, what a drought. Not since 1969 have the Rams played in the title game. They won that back in 69, going 27-0.
Well, and you know, back in those days, and I can speak about it because I was there, one division. You only had the championship teams from each league were invited to the CCS tournament.
Wow.
And, you know, they were the best teams. There was no 8 teams like you have in the WCAL that come into the tournament, and 6 divisions now. So it really was it was like a tournament of champions, and that was one of the legendary teams in the Bay Area. Phil White, who went on to great success at USF, and one of my alma maters, thorns in their side.
And I understand that you have a connection with the coaches
At
Willow Glen?
Well, the coach of that team, Andy Locatelli, was the first assistant at Santa Clara when I was there. He was my coach. Great coach, great guy. Still play golf with him every once in a while.
Willow Glen looking for a little magic in the 21st century.
Interesting now that they're coming to a little full court pressure. I mean, got their heads up a little bit, little hitch in their giddy up. This guy's gonna be difficult to guard there.
Khalid Johnson lost the handle but regained. It's back to 11-point game.
Really close to a walk there.
And Khalil Johnson in the corner. And that is a huge turnover by Willow Glen, not taking care of the ball. The Lauk called on the walk.
One prior to that was way more of a walk than that one.
2:39 left to go.
Could have been a makeup though.
11 points separating these two teams. Bacon, there's a lane, and he gets stripped. What a defensive play by Khalil Johnson.
And I think this is where the benches come into play.
Lauk underneath the basket. It goes down. Great play by St. Francis. 54-41. Willow Glen trails. 2:10 left to go. That's his fourth personal. And it'll be 1-1 for McCune. Actually, it'll be double bonus. So 2 attempts for McCune.
They've been playing really, St. Francis really been playing tough defense on McCune. Pretty much the whole game. Hadn't had very many looks, and unfortunately hasn't had a lot of involvement.
Finally a friendly bounce
Really,
from the rim.
They need a few more of those. I think it looked like for sure it was coming off from our angle.
We're so used to it coming out.
Maybe that's it.
On the Willow Glen side of the floor, whichever floor that is in the half. 2-2 effort for McCune. That's clutch. Still 11-point game. Willow Glen needs a stop here. 1:45 left to go.
No hurry. No need to be in a hurry if you're the Lancers.
Nope. 10 on the shot clock. Khalil Johnson, 5. Runner in there. What a second half for Khalil Johnson.
Dagger.
90 seconds left, 13-point ball game. Willow Glen still running its offense. Screen for Meeker. Great tip from McCune. McCune with the touch. 1:11. Willow Glen calls a timeout. 56-45 the score.
Maybe a little bit too late for McCune, but nice involvement, making an impact here at the end. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
The conclusion of this game, we'll have our playonsports.com player of the game and be back for our post-game show. Again, getting started at 1 p.m. tomorrow on Play on Sports. More Central Coast section action for basketball. Also Central Coast section soccer in action as well. I think there's also some wrestling on tap. State Wrestling Championships from Rabobank Arena in Bakersfield.
Never been there.
.110 left to go, 56-45. St. Francis with the ball and the lead. I believe the fouling will begin for Willow Glen. That'll put St. Francis in the bonus. Oh, maybe not.
Double dribble.
And now Meeker, 10 seconds off the clock, called on the foul. Head coach Todd Meeker, a 1984 Willow Glen graduate. He was a power forward for the Rams.
I thought Locke got away with a little dribble.
Yeah.
Picked it up with two hands, went down with it again. That's double dribble.
What an effort on the rebound by Frazier to keep it St. Francis ball. Khalil Johnson shooting. Plenty of time left. Frazier skying up high. It's going to be Willow Glen ball. 43 seconds remaining.
No matter what happens, great effort by both teams. Really like the effort Willow Glen's put in with their short bench. Finish strong here.
And Meeker downtown. McEwen will head to the line to shoot two. And you got to give it up. I mean, seriously, for Taylor Meeker to hold off his surgery to continue to play this season, you can't, I mean, just, it's all about the team there.
Yeah. Senior year, put it all on the line. Last high school game.
McEwen misses his first.
Tough kid, though. That's a real sign of character and toughness.
One of two, we're back to 10. 10-point differential. Shot clock turned off, 25 seconds and counting for St. Francis. And St. Francis Lancers, again, no stranger to CCS championships and their storied history of this program. It continues on. St. Francis, 56-46, the 2013 Central Coast Section Division II champs.
Great effort by St. Francis. I think it's just too many bodies, too many able bodies compared to the short bench that we've talked about with Willow Glen. Great effort. Storied program, continues to have the success. Division II champs. Goodness gracious, they're a second last place team in a conference. Got to give it up to them. You can just look at the sheer numbers of kids on the floor. Coach Mutil ran kids in and out, all talented players. But I like to go back to Willow Glen. I think they weren't expected to compete. I think they made it a closer game than people would have given them credit for. Great effort by them. Taylor Meeker, just a fabulous effort. I love the character of the kid to do what he did. Laying it all on the line with that injury he's got all braced up. Very difficult to play a basketball game with not being able to lift your left arm over your left shoulder.
Absolutely. Willow Glen, its season is over. 22 wins, 7 losses. St. Francis, what a record. Just the 12th win for the Lancers, and it's a CCS title to 16 losses. They will continue their journey in the Northern California playoffs, but we'll have more here at Santa Clara High School. Back with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game from the 2013 Central Coast Section Division II championship team, the St. Francis Lancers of Mountain View.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Back at Santa Clara High School with our PlayOnSports.com player of the game from the winning championship St. Francis Lancers. It's the senior guard, Michael Lauk. Michael, congratulations, 17 points to lead the Lancers in a very entertaining up-tempo game. What does it mean to you to win the CCS title?
Oh, it's a great feeling. We've been working hard all year. I've seen my teammates working hard when I was at football. And it's just been it's been a fun experience to come back on top after a rough season in league play. So it feels great.
That's right. You played against Los Gatos in that CCS championship game. What a senior year you're having.
Yeah, it's been real fun. We put a lot of hard work in with my team and just trying to do the best thing I can to win the games and win championships.
Willow Glen, certainly the underdog coming into this game. Not a lot of depth to that team, but they seem to have some speed and certainly have the determination.
Yeah, our game plan was to kind of go up and down a little bit and get them tired and try to get their subs in, but they did a great job hanging in the game and playing man, stepping up, and those guys are handed up to them. Those guys are players, and we all got respect for them, and it was a great game, fun game.
The Lancers, you play in that ultra-competitive West Catholic Athletic League, and you know, the presentation girls came in with a losing record as the #1 seed. You all come in with a losing record for the #3 seed. It really is amazing that this was just your 12th win of the season. All that competition, however, it must get you ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Our league gets us prepared for very competitive basketball, and we feel coming out of our league play that we can beat any team or compete with any team in Northern California, and we keep our heads up, keep practicing every day and getting better.
What are your plans? What are the goals for the Northern California playoffs?
We're gonna keep playing how we've been playing, up tempo. We finally got it going, so we're gonna try and keep our confidence up, keep hitting shots, and playing good defense overall.
Well, congratulations
on
this win tonight. Michael Lauk, our player of the game for PlayOnSports.com. St. Francis 56, Willow Glen 46. The Lancers win their umpteenth CCS title in the history of the school. Casey Jackson, I'll be back for a PlayOnSports.com postgame show live from Santa Clara High School.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
'13 Central Coast Section Boys Basketball D2 champs, the St. Francis Lancers of Mountain View, a 56-46 winner over the Willow Glen Rams of San Jose. Back at Santa Clara High School, Kirsten Fairchilds, Casey Jackson. Casey, Willow Glen just too tall of a task to try and fell this mighty St. Francis squad.
Yeah, I mean, again, they showed a lot of determination. They fought the whole game. Just didn't quite have the horses. I think a healthy Taylor Meeker may have been a little bit better, bit of difference. But in the long run, it's woulda, coulda, shoulda. Doesn't happen. St. Francis, they're the champs. No denying it. Great three-point shooting team. Kind of three-point shooting kind of dropped off there in the second half. Early on, it was really strong. Pretty tough to keep up that pace, but basically out hustle them, more bodies on the floor, more able bodies with ability than the shorter bench for Willow Glen. But really good game, closer result, I think, than a lot of people would have expected.
That's right. St. Francis, the co-captains leading the way. Khalid Johnson with 15, Michael Lauk with 17, McCune for Willow Glen with 16 points. On behalf of the producer of this broadcast, Kevin Smith, our videographer, Joey Colber, my partner tonight, Casey Jackson, I'm Kirsten Fairchild. So long from Santa Clara High School. Remember, plenty of high school championships to be determined tomorrow. Please check our schedule at the Central Coast Section website or our playonsports.com website. That's going to do it for us here on March 1st. We will catch you next time on playonsports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start